জয় রাধা মাধব জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারী। জয় রাধা মাধব জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারী। জয় গোপী জন বল্লভ জয় গিরিবর ধারী জয় গিরিবর ধারী। জয় গোপী জন বল্লভ জয় গিরিবর ধারী জয় গিরিবর ধারী। যশোদানন্দন ব্রজ জনরঞ্জন যশোদানন্দন ব্রজ জনরঞ্জন যশোদানন্দন ব্রজ জনরঞ্জন যশোদানন্দন ব্রজ জনরঞ্জন। যমুনা তীরা বনচারী যমুনা তীরা বনচারী। জয় রাধা মাধব জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারী। জয় রাধা মাধব জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারী। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jayo Radha Krishna Chandra Radha Krishna Chandra Radhe परिव्राजकचार्य Stotra Srimad Divine Grace Abhay Charan Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharya Stotra Srimad Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Srila Prabhupada Ki Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrityam Naranjaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiraye Nashtaprayeshvabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, 16th chapter, text number 24. Tatte anabhishtam iva sattva nider viditso kshemam janaya nija shakti bir udharatare Naitavatratri adipater bata vishvabhartos Tejah kshatam tvavanant avanatasya sate vinodah Tatte anabhishtam iva sattva nider viditso Kshemam janaya nija shakti bir udhratare Naitavatratri adipater bata vishvabhartos Tejakshatam tva avanatasya sate vinoda Tatte anabhishtam iva sattva nider viditso Kshemam janaya nija shakti bir udhratare Naitavatratri adipater bata vishvabhartos Tejakshatam tva avanatasya sate vinodah Word to word meaning, tat, that destruction of the path of auspiciousness, te, by you, anabhishtam, is not liked, iva, as sattva nidhe, the reservoir of all goodness, viditsoho, desiring to do, kshemam, good, janaya, for the people in general, nija shakti bihi, by your own potencies, udhrata, destroyed, arehe, the opposite element, na, not, etavatha, by this, tri adipate, of the proprietor of the three kinds of creation, bata, O Lord, Vishvabartuhu, the maintainer of the universe, Tejaha, potency, Kshamatam, reduced, Tu, but, Avanatasya, submissive, Saha, that, Te, your, Vinodaha, pleasure. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Dear Lord, you never want the auspicious path to be destroyed, for you are the reservoir of all goodness. Just to benefit people in general, you destroy the evil element by your mighty potency. You are the proprietor of the three creations and the maintainer of the entire universe. Therefore, your potency is not reduced by your submissive behavior. Rather, by submission, you exhibit your transcendental pastimes. Please repeat the translation. Dear Lord, you never want the auspicious path to be destroyed, for you are the reservoir of all goodness. Just to benefit people in general, you destroy the evil element by your mighty potency. You are the proprietor of the three creations and the maintainer of the entire universe. Therefore, your potency is not reduced by your submissive behavior. Rather, by submission, you exhibit your transcendental pastimes. Purport. Lord Krishna was never reduced in his position by becoming a coward boy or by offering respect to Sudama Brahmana or his other devotees like Nanda Maharaja, Vasudeva, Maharaj Yudhishthira and the Pandavas' mother Kunti. Everyone knew that he was the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, yet his behavior was exemplary. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is Satchidananda Vigraha. His form is completely spiritual, full of bliss and knowledge, and it is eternal. Because the living entities are his parts and parcels, originally they also belong to the same quality of eternal form as the Lord. But when they come in contact with Maya, the material potency due to their forgetfulness, their existential constitution is covered. We should try to understand the appearance of Lord Krishna in this spirit as the Kumaras pray to him. He is eternally a coward boy at Vrindavana. He is eternally the leader of the battle of Kurukshetra, and is eternally the opulent prince of Dwaraka and the lover of the damsels of Vrindavana. All his appearances are meaningful because they show his real characteristics to the conditioned souls who have forgotten their relationship with the Supreme Lord. He does everything for their benefit. The force exhibited in the battle of Kurukshetra by the desire of Krishna and through the agency of Krishna was also necessary, because when people become too irreligious, force is required. Non-violence in this respect is rascaldom. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatharine. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Tatte anabishtam iva sattva nider viditso kshemam janaya nija shakti birudratare naitavatatri adipateher bata vishwabartuste jakshamatam tvavanatasya sate vinodaha. Dear Lord, you never want the auspicious path to be destroyed, for you are the reservoir of all goodness. Just to benefit people in general, you destroy the evil element by your mighty potency. You are the proprietor of the three creations and the maintainer of the universe. Therefore, your potency is not reduced by your submissive behavior. Rather, by submission, you exhibit your transcendental pastimes. So, very important point is being mentioned here. And what is that important point that is being mentioned here? The important point that is being mentioned here is that humility is not weakness. Humility is strength. Sometimes we think somebody who talks loudly, somebody who behaves like a hero, he is a very strong person. And somebody who is very soft, somebody who is very mild, we feel he is weak. So here the Kumaras are pointing out, because the Lord is very mild, the Lord is very soft, the Lord is very humble. So sometimes people can mistake, oh, he is very weak. No. He is unlimitedly strong. It's like the elephant. It is so huge. But when you see the elephant, elephant looks very, very gentle. It is not like a lion, tiger. Lion, when you see, you know that this is ferocious. But sometimes when you see the elephant, it works very softly. Does that mean that the elephant is a weak thing? It is much stronger than any lion or tiger. One small kick of an elephant is finished to kill a tiger or an elephant or a lion. So much strength it has. But still it is so very strong. So, similarly, when Krishna as a baby was so cute, was so innocent, yet when Putana saw Krishna, she saw death. If you read Krishna's book, Prabhupada's Krishna book, if you read, in that Prabhupada says, as soon as Yashoda saw Krishna, when Putana saw Krishna, what did Putana see? When the gopis see Krishna's loving face, when the devotees of the Lord see Krishna's face, they see love, they see prema, they feel joy, they feel happiness. They see Krishna's form, Krishna's hands, Krishna's lotus feet is described as so tender, just like a small baby. When you see a small baby, every part of their body is so tender. You feel scared sometimes. Oh, if I touch it, something will happen to that child. Its hands, its feet are all so delicate. Similarly, Krishna was unlimitedly delicate. So delicate, so soft. Anybody who sees Krishna will be so enamored by the features of Lord Krishna. So beautiful he is. We sing Kararavinde Napadarvindam Mukaravinde Viniveshayantam Vatasya Patrasya Pute Shayanam Balam Mukundam Manasa Smarami. Where Bilvamangal Thakur is describing the form of the small baby Krishna, how he is. So beautifully, Bilvamangal Thakur is describing the baby face of Krishna. Karara Vindena Padahara Vindam Mukara Vindena Viniveshayantam. 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 You are captured by the beautiful form of Lord Krishna's lotus-like baby face of Krishna. So, when a devotee sees Krishna, he sees this form of Krishna. He sees the most beautiful, the most delicate, the most tender form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Whereas when a non-devotee, when a demon, when a non-believer, when an atheist sees Krishna, he discussion. And he was an atheist, number one atheist. So I was talking to him, trying to convince him about Krishna consciousness. So in the course of my talking to him, he told me, "Arey, what is it, yaar? I have come to your temple." I said, "You should come to our temple. You come, have darshan of the deities. You come and participate in kirtan. Then your understanding will change." So he told me, "Yes, I have come to your temple in Bangalore. I have come to your temple. But your deities, those big eyes, they look very demoniac." He told me. They look very fiery and demoniac, he said. I was shocked. You see, we say, in English there is a proverb, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. No, there is a proverb that is called, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Such a beautiful deity, so nicely decorated, so compassionately they are standing there. But he says, it's very, very demoniac. Why? Why he sees it as demoniac? Because his consciousness is demoniac. Your perception, you develop a particular perception according to your consciousness. Because his perception, his consciousness is demoniac, he sees everything under the demoniac, under the contaminated demoniac consciousness. Our whole perception of things is actually consciousness. In what consciousness we are situated in, accordingly we see things. We see things accordingly. Everything is dependent on our consciousness. When we eat, for us, food offered to Krishna is most important. Why? Because it is Krishna Prasadam. But somebody for whom there is no perception of Prasadam, for him, hey, why are you making a big deal? That is also rice, that is also dal, that is also roti, that is also sabji. Produced from the same rice, produced from the same tree. What is the big difference? Why are you making a fuss? When we ask, when we say, no, please, I cannot eat this food. Sometimes people are bewildered, especially somebody who is not conversant with Krishna conscious understanding. They are perplexed. Arey, what is the big deal? Why you are making such a fuss about all these things? After all, it is food. It is the same food. What is the big deal? It's a big deal for us. Because for us, that food which is tasted by the Lord and which is untouched by the Lord, there is a humongous difference. The nature of these two things are completely different. How it is different, how it is this one, very difficult for a person to understand until and unless he is not very, very conversant with Krishna conscious understanding. Hmm? So, the personality of Godhead, personality of Krishna, until and unless you have sufficiently heard from the right people, you cannot understand this person. That's why Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yoveti tattvataha tyaktva deham punar janma naiti saurjuna. That anyone who can understand my birth and my activities, he is a divya person, he is a very divine person. And such divine persons, once he leaves the body, he attains me. He doesn't take birth in this material world, he comes back to me. So you see, it's such a very exalted status to be in Krishna consciousness, to understand, Hare, the Lord is revealed. When we taste Krishna prasadam through our tongue, swayam meva spurat yadaha. Naturally, we understand Krishna's name. When we are in the association of devotees, when we cooperate and work with each other in the service of the Lord, we start realizing Krishna. These are all methods for us to become more realized in Krishna consciousness. And the most powerful method of realizing Krishna is to chant Krishna's name. In Kali Yuga, that is the most potent way in which we can understand Krishna. There is no doubt about it. All other methods help. But the real most powerful way to realize Krishna is to chant Krishna's name. Power, strength cannot be estimated by external factors. No. It is never by external. Sometimes we identify power, strength, status, position on just external factors. Oh, somebody is very, very educated. Oh, he is so educated. Oh, he is so rich. Oh, he is in such a powerful position. Oh, he is so famous. And we equate that with the power and status of that person. Actually, it's very, very short-sighted, very superficial understanding of a person's position, power, and all those kind of things. These cannot be the yardsticks to understand a person's position or power. No. Srila Prabhupada was just 5 feet tall. He was a short man, very 5 feet tall. And when Prabhupada was preaching in the West, his disciples were 6.5, 7 feet tall. Like, how many of you have seen Brahmananda or Gargamuni? Anybody is there? No. Prabhupada's first disciples, initial first few disciples of that was Brahmananda, Gargamuni, Kirtanananda, Hayagriva. These were all the beginning disciples of Srila Prabhupada. So, Brahmananda and Gargamuni, They are big people. In Vrindavan, when they walk on the road, everybody used to stand and see them. When I was there in Vrindavan, they were there. Brahmananda was there. Brahmananda must be 250 kgs, 210 kgs at least. His weight was 210 kgs. At least he was that much. He was 6 feet. He must be 6'7", 6'8" height. His brother Garga Muni also was. Garga Muni is still there. Brahmananda passed away a few years back. So Garga Muni is also equivalent. Same 6 feet 8 white Americans. And I remember once, 2005-06 I think, I was going to the Krishna Balram temple in the morning. So I was walking. So there on the footpath in little front of the Krishna Balram temple, Brahmananda is sitting. In the roadside, there are barbers. Like, in Vrindavan, they'll just put a chair and there they will do barber. So Brahmananda is sitting there on that chair and is getting shaved. All the people are seeing him. Such a big, fat, tall man. Even I saw, what a moment, my God, what is this? Like a big animal has come and sat on that chair. If you see the videos of Prabhupada, Brahmananda is walking next to Prabhupada, you can see that time itself how big, they are big American people. So, they say, if you read the Leelamrita, when Prabhupada used to talk, they used to shiver in their pants. This small man, Prabhupada used to just make them shiver. So powerful Prabhupada was. What nonsense are you speaking? Why you have not done this? Why you behave like this? Prabhupada used to question. So you see, you cannot just go by the size of that person. Yet Prabhupada was so powerful. Like Chitranga Prabhu used to tell me that how in America they don't care for Indians. If they are brown skinned, then they won't listen to you. They feel that you are lesser animal, lesser person. Whereas Prabhupada, he is Indian body, but yet he used to make these white Americans dance according to his command. In fact, Prabhupada openly said, they are my dancing white elephants. Like in Hindi you say, Mera paltu hai. I reared them. They are my pets. Yes, actually we should become pets of the spiritual master. So if you don't read, if you're not developed consciousness properly, then you will have complete misunderstanding of all aspects of your life. You will never be able to perceive reality. Radha Krishna Chandra is standing there bestowing their mercy through their very, very merciful eyes. There was a judge who commented, oh, your Radha Krishna's eyes are hopeless eyes. Why? Because his eyes is hopeless. His eyes is totally contaminated. That is why he is able to see again only what he is thinking. We must develop that proper consciousness. Like Bhagavad Gita says, who is a Pandita? Shuni chena shvapake cha panditaha samadarshinaha. He is samadarshi. He doesn't see that, oh, that's a dog. He sees the Paramatma within that. And hence he is very, very, very kind. He is very, very liberal to even liberate that animal. Whereas when consciousness is committed, what contaminated, then what happens? No, doesn't matter. That's a cow, no. That's a goat, no. That's a cow. This one, you can cut it and eat it. Because compassion doesn't go, because it's not human. It's not our species, so you kill it. That is animal consciousness, no. Animals behave like that. For animals, what it is? For a lion, for a tiger. Tiger consciousness is more, it is very krura. Its nature is very, very cruel. Krura matlab, it's very ferocious in nature. So for it, it doesn't have compassion. Oh, it's a deer. No, as soon as it sees a deer, what does it feel? Wow, I want to enjoy. For it, it is food. That is the consciousness of a tiger or of a lion. Whereas when a refined human being sees, like for example, Jada-Bharat, in the Bhagavatam, the Jada-Bharat, when Maharaj Raghuguna was carrying Jada-Bharat, Jada-Bharat is worried where he is stamping on any animals on the floor. And he is keeping a leg like this, like that, like this. And then Raghuguna is getting upset. Are, you are my carrier and you are disturbing me, your thing. And why are you doing this? And Jada-Bharat doesn't know how to answer him. And finally, Raghuguna says, this man should be executed because he is not doing his work properly. This incident is mentioned in the Bhagavatam. So then finally Maharaj Raghuguna recognizes, oh, this Jada-Bharat is not an ordinary person. He is a very exalted soul. And then he starts taking instructions from Jada-Bharat. Because that is a consciousness of an elevated soul. He is paradukka dukhi, he is always feeling for the other living entities. That is why a Vaishnava is so glorified. So we must always glorify, among each other also. We must not simply criticize devotees. Unless it is our service, it is really wanted, we must not criticize. We must always glorify. We must always speak positive. Sometimes we have a tendency, familiarity breeds contempt. We start criticizing other Vaishnavas. It's simply Vaishnava aparat, indulging in such kind of activities. Must never do it. We must always look for good qualities. No matter how much negative we are seeing, still try to look for the positives of the devotee. And I am 100% sure anybody who chants Hare Krishna Mahamantra is a very special soul. He is not an ordinary soul. Bhaunam janmanamante jnanavan mam prapadyate. So clearly Krishna is saying in the Bhagavad Gita, after many, many lifetimes, somebody comes to the platform of chanting Krishna's name. So that person is not ordinary. He is a very elevated soul. We have seen this. in one family, born to one mother, one father. If 5 people are born to one mother, one father, we have seen only one person is becoming a devotee in that family. Why? If all the persons will have the same nature, same quality, no, not at all. Somebody, the chosen one, takes up Krishna consciousness. That means that person is very special. We all have seen in our own families. How many of us within our families can say that in my family everybody chants Prabhu? Hardly anybody is there. In all our families, 1 or 2 only is able to chant Krishna's name, who is able to take up Krishna consciousness. It is not for everybody. Because it is a special thing. Taking up Krishna consciousness to whatever degree. He may not be a perfected soul, no doubt about it. But yet, Swalpamapi asya dharmasya trayato mahat. At least he has taken up Swalpa dharma. Na? So he must be glorified. We must not do ninda. In any small way. We must realize immediately because mind by habit, by our past habits, we sometimes do this ninda. Finding faults with each other. Until or unless it is our service, we should not find fault. We must always glorify it. Among spiritual God brothers, among the community, we must recognize the good qualities of one another. If you see Bhagavatam is full of glorification. In fact, Bhagavatam was written for what reason? What did Narada Muni say to Vyasadeva when Vyasadeva was despondent? The reason of writing Bhagavatam is what? When Vyasadeva, in the state of despondency, requests his spiritual master for guidance, Narada Muni says to Vyasadeva, you have not sufficiently glorified the Supreme Lord. You have not sufficiently glorified the Lord's devotees. So please compile a literature wherein sufficient glorification of the Lord and the devotees are there. So that is the essence of our life. What is the perfection of our spiritual? Our spiritual life, our purpose is what? Our purpose is to engage in the glorification of the Lord and His devotees. That is our purpose. That is why we are here in the temple. In the material world, they are there for what? They are there for glorification of this material world. How they will glorify? Oh, so nice. He is so rich. He is so powerful. They are glorifying power. They are glorifying the money. For what? So that they will be able to get that money and power. We want to glorify the Lord and the Lord's devotees because we want to get the mercy of the Lord and the Lord's devotees. That is our purpose. We want to glorify the Lord. We want to glorify His devotees. Our movement is for this. The the only purpose of the Hare Krishna movement is to give a platform for each one of us to glorify and to glorify the Supreme Lord and His devotees and the Lord's paraphernalia. We say, when we say, we don't say you want to eat prasadam. What do we say? Please honor prasadam. Honor prasadam. What does it mean, honor prasadam? You are glorifying prasadam. You are not eating prasadam. Because eating prasadam is enjoyment mood. Honoring prasadam is actually glorifying the Lord. That prasadam we are eating is actually honoring Krishna, because in that prasadam Krishna is present. That is the essence. When we see food in front of us, when we see prasadam in front of us, we say, Sharira vidyajal jodhendriyata ekal jiva phale vishesagare tara madhya jivati. Jai Nima Jai Nita Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Chandra Prasadam. That's how we have to take the prasadam. So it's honor. When we see another Vaishnava, we says, Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sandubhyo evacha patitanam pavanebhyo. Again, we are paying our obeisances. We are paying our respects. When we see Radha Krishna, we are saying, we are paying our obeisances to Radha Krishna. We are saying Dandavats. Our life, a devotee's life, is always kritagnyata mood. He is always in a grateful mood, not in an enjoyment mood. Every aspect of his life should become kritagnyata bhav, not in any other way. Okay, we'll stop here if there's any question, comments. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की.